I think today's session definitely deserves some commotion. So go ahead and post your scores in the group. I'm gonna see what my scores are for this one. I think we did just great. So today started at thereabouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shit, we technically didn't lose money. Wow, I lost like minimal, probably like if I added all my losses together, it's probably like just one trade worth 9-1. I'll consider this a 9-1. 9-1 for me. Because I sold a lot of the trades early. It was like 8 net. It's crazy. Yeah, this is a really good session. Check out how small these losses are. And especially some of these could have been wins, you know. So actually we could have been over 10, maybe even like 10 net or something like that. But I sold some. So I don't care. It's fine. Yeah, it would have been something like this, like a 12-2. So this week, I started at 5,200 after a lot of mess on the weekend. And the leaderboard, yeah, so I'm about 303 in profit. And my gross profit is 568. So 303 divided by 568 times 100. My profit efficiency so far is 53%, which is really good. Anything more than 20% is good, but we have 53% profit efficiency. I mean, I have 53.3% profit efficiency this week. So I want to sustain above this, and I want to try and sustain like 30% above for the rest of the week, and that'll be good. What's low quality? Low quality are the times when it could possibly be hitting a Bollinger Band, but there's no spiking bar. So, for example, let's look at this one. Okay, I want to show you this so that you understand it. This is a lower quality trade compared to this one. Can you see why? No doubt it's hitting the bands, and it may even be a Fibo extension, which it is, 261. However, it's not touching as a body. It is very compacted. It is very gradual. If I drew an angle between these lines, if I just drew a point to the body, it would be like that. It is very gradual. But if you compare that to this, so when there's more action, there's going to be more reaction. All right. I hope this helps you understand that. And on the same note, this one here is a lot higher quality than, say, this one. How do I check using the M5? Okay, so let's check these ones that I've marked out. This is a low quality one because it hasn't come out of my channels yet. This other one had come out of the channel and snapped back in. And M5, I would like it to be also stretching the bands or resting on the middle. That's what I want. Okay, yeah, all right, TDI, perfect. Now let's explain the TDI. So the TDI is a combination of a couple of indicators. The blue lines here, let's close this. The blue lines, they actually expand and shrink. And sometimes you will see that the blue line only occupies one side, all right, just as over here. So what the blue lines are is a Bollinger Band value. So if you go into the properties, you'll find that it has a band, and it's 34 in this case. It's 34. If you want it to be a Bollinger Bands, you can put like a 20, and it will show something very similar. Now it has, with the green and red, it is actually an RSI intersect. So it has a period of 13 and 2. These are the defaults. So let's say if you want the band to be like a Bollinger Band, I'll update it, and it's going to show you stuff more like the Bollinger Band. And the angle is going to be more resembling of the Bollinger Band. It's up to you what you want these values to be. You can adjust them as your comfort. You can leave them on the defaults, and you can set them to your stuff. Okay. Now let me explain the red and the greens. How I use them is that obviously if this is a 2, this is a 13. Once again, you can change them to any value that you like. You can change it to like a 5 and a 14, all right, if you like to correspond with over here. So if you want to do that, let's just have a 5 and a 14. So I'll have a 5 and a 14. No, this should be a 5. And then okay, this is the interesting thing. Why is there like simple, exponential, and linear weighted? Is because they're applying a moving average on the RSI. Okay, so the green one here is actually a moving average applied on the RSI to make it extra responsive. So let's do some tweaks. And with these tweaks, you can experiment with it. It's really interesting because let's say if I do it in this way, for example, with those tweaks that I've given, I can use it for trend follow. And in a way, it's a couple of indicators in one. So if I want to do a trend follow, if I see the greens beneath the red and it's lining up, if I did a strategy of martingale, let's say if I just did puts and martingale, if I lose, because anything below here, I would say it's just downtrend. So I just keep going one direction. If I lose one, I martingale, lose one, martingale, lose one, martingale, lose one, martingale. I mean, that's just one way of doing it, but the bigger separations will give you the bigger wins, or you can just go for longer durations so that you don't have martingale too much. And then, if it's sloping down, means that it's trending. If it is sideways, like this, sideways you can easily see if you put a band on the middle. If you put a band on the middle, if it's sideways, then your reversals are going to look really good. If it is sloping, okay, if it's sloping, then get ready for staircase price action. Does it make sense? So if it's sloping, you're more likely to get staircase price action, especially if these two lines are sticking close together. If it's flat and these lines are cutting back and forth very well, you're going to get very nice reversals. If it's very wide, it will mean that you have more trading range. If it is narrow, you have less trading range, and you need to cut down your expiry times. So if you have like a bigger width on the TDI, you can go for longer expiries to capture more pips. And in this case, all right, it is coming from beneath in very much the same way as the MACD does across. And then it has a nice width. When it reduces its gap from big to small, it means that the trend is running out and getting ready for a reversal. And then if it hits the outside, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to reverse. But like I said, if it's very horizontal, yes. But if it's sloping upwards, if it's inclined upwards, maybe not. But this is a good indication of a trend. So there are a lot of rules to play around with the TDI, and it is a fairly nice indicator. And if you see everything clustered, then you probably don't want to trade or wait for a breakout. And so there's a lot of ways you can do it. Just have fun with it. I can upload it to the lab after this, and you guys can play around with it. Okay, so that's all for now. I think we had a very good session. Probably the best one this month. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me put the schedule out. And you know what? Let me send the schedule out tonight because it's kind of, I have to wake up super early to send my kids to school. My kids have school at like 7:30. So I'm gonna just turn in now, and I'll send out a mail next couple hours. And I hope you guys have fun trading. It was a great training you guys today. Checking out these stuff. Wow, 17.5, 12.2. Awesome stuff. Yeah, some of you are trading bigger, some of you are trading smaller, but well, I think it's still awesome stuff. There's I think there's a lot of value, there's a lot of wins, a lot of profits, and I had a lot of fun on this one. See you guys. Bye for now.